and began legal practice at Ahmedabad, and very soon he became a very highly successful lawyer. Bapu had returned from South Africa and had set up his ashram in Ahmedabad in 1950, and he was attracted to Bapu, and he gave up his lucrative legal practice and joined the freedom struggle by his colleagues and admirers as Sardar. And this title remains with him. During the Quit India movement of 1942, the session that was held in Bombay, Sardar's passionate and fiery speech electrified the masses to join their leaders in support of Gandhiji's civil disobedience campaign. It is a landmark speech in the history of freedom struggle. Most of you will agree with me that if Sardar Patel was not guiding us in 1940s, India would not be what it is today. He aimed at integration in two ways: territorial integration and promotion of different communities by developing a sense of national identity. The princely estates comprised 2/3 of India at the time of independence. He brought all of them together while continuing to remain on cordial terms with the former rulers. I happened to see a file as Union Home Secretary, just a quotation which would be of interest to you. From one of the estates, the governor sent a report that so-and-so ruler is not surrendering jewelry and he is trying to smuggle it off. What should be done? And when the file went to Sardar, he wrote very simple: I am not interested in jewelry or the women. I am interested in the land for the country. He was not petty. That's why the princely rulers also remained friendly with him. Later, as the chairman of the Minority Subcommittee of the Constituent Assembly, he sought to forge social integration. He made different communities give up their claim for separate electorates. He was the leader who didn't flatter the people around him, but plainly told them where they were right and where they were wrong. Sardar Patel was also a person of enormous humility. Somebody attributed great things to Sardar. His reply was simple. He said it was Mahatma Gandhi. I'm quoting him. He said it was I quote, it was Mahatma Gandhi who gave me the herb of Satyagraha, and all that I did was to administer the medicine, unquote. Sardar Patel was a statesman of great standing, vision and integrity. He has left behind indelible footprints in our country's history, from which we can draw huge inspiration. It is Sardar Patelji, more than anybody else, who built the modern Indian state in the 20th century, particularly through his stewardship of the Home Ministry during those momentous times of 1947-50. Sardar Patel is the patron saint of India's civil servants, as he was instrumental in establishing the framework for the Indian Administrative Service and the Indian Police Service. Today, Sardar Patel would have not only lamented the enormous decline of values in the services and in the public life, but would have seized, according to me, the opportunity provided by public outrage to bring about the right kind of change, to restore purity both in the services and in the public life. I was wondering what kind of value Sardar was for India. And this is my assessment. It may be recalled that during the span of a decade and a half, from 1945 to 1960, around 100 countries were transformed from being colonial countries to independent sovereign nation states in the world. In this entire landscape of liberation movement, there was hardly anybody of the caliber of indomitable Sardar Patel. It is not a mere coincidence that in the absence of a Sardar Patel, almost every other large nation that became independent faced major civil wars over the internal territorial contours of freedom. Every country in South Asia except India also reveals that absence of Sardar Patel has adversely affected them. It would be of greater importance than the enduring relevance of Sardar Patel. More than ever before, we need to recall what he stood for and tirelessly strove to create. Sardar Patel had clear ideas about questions that are at the heart of India's concerns today. What are the distribution of power between the central government and the component states of a federal union? How can an effective national bureaucracy emerge from a system of state governments? Under what circumstances should the armed forces be deployed internally? What is the correct balance between institutional power and political power? What systems can best release the economic genius of the Indian people? Sardar Patel saw these issues as practical concerns and provided answers, keeping the nation's unity and people's welfare in view. We are facing several challenges. Jammu and Kashmir and some states of the northeast are testing the resilience of our national integration and unity. In the hinterland, Maoists have emerged as a major threat to our security and posing serious challenge to the very legitimacy of our democratic institutions. Fundamentalist elements are vitiating the social harmony of our country. Coordinated efforts on part of the government and the civil society are needed to overcome these challenges. An extraordinary feature of Sardar was his ability to combine roles that are usually filled by different individuals having different training and contrasting sensibilities. He was an outstanding freedom fighter, a rare person who built and managed the Congress party, and an able administrator who unified India at a time of great uncertainty within the country. A rare is the statesman who had the ability to blend both the experience of action and the mind which creates. Sardar Patel put up with deprivations in his long years in jail fighting for independence. While doing so, he also shaped in his mind the manner in which he would build India when freedom came. And he did so admirably in the mold of Patel and Chandragupta Maurya, Ashok and others. It is my belief that at some point of time in our future history, there will be poets and authors who would write about various dimensions of India's freedom struggle in the same manner that the subject of the Ramayana and the Mahabharata have been treated by Valmiki, Vyas, Tulsidas and Kamban. In such an epic, Sardar Patel could emerge as a statesman of great standing, vision and integrity. In fact, his contribution in building a new India is a legend that is inspiring to students of Indian history. It is rightly believed that Sardar Patel required barely 6 days to conclude the police action in Hyderabad and took another 6 hours to conclude agreements with each of the remaining 561 provinces of India. Missing Sardar Patel dearly also means remembering him fondly.